craziest and hardest thing about Owen was understanding what was coming out of his mouth.
Listen, Jarda, you didn't see him. I don't think he's a good singer.
He had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma.
And that's what CrossFit is. It gives you opportunity to change. It gives anybody the opportunity to do what they thought they never could.
So we meet the boys from CrossFit Ennis, Trevor Slattery and Eli Brace. The destination for the day was the Cliffs of Moher.
Like, I would die happy if we got footage from the drone of us running up the Cliffs of Moher in kilts, bare-chested, with swords. Cue the Braveheart music, even though it's not Scotland.
If you've ever watched The Princess Bride, these are the Cliffs of Insanity. And it's funny because it's such an appropriate name.
Never mess with a Sicilian when death is on the line.
And I've never seen anything quite so breathtaking or been on top of something quite so astounding in my life. You are walking on the edge of this cliff, and whatever your tolerance for danger is what you're allowed to do. So we literally at one point laid on our stomachs, put our faces over the side, and you're looking down thousands of feet at the Atlantic Ocean and a rocky coastline and our potential deaths below us.
This is awesome! One of the most amazing, crazy things in my life. This is awesome!
Standing at the bottom of that cliff looking up, I had this feeling that I just never wanted to leave. Like, pictures don't do it justice, video doesn't do it justice. It's that feeling where you're like, I just want to take this all in and have this mental Polaroid that never leaves me. It was a beautiful feeling of insignificance, that just being underneath something that amazing. As if the day couldn't get any better, there was a traditional Irish music festival coming to town.
I'm just getting the beat and then I'll jump in. What do you think would happen if I started freestyling?
So every single bar or restaurant that we went to, you had a mass of maybe 20, 30 people all playing different instruments, just having a jam session.
Woo! Come on yourself, fair by
Good old Dan O'Connell.
But then either a man or a woman would just sing their heart out a cappella to the bar. The soul that came through in the music and the beauty of the person's voice was like, it was hard hitting. I'm going back strictly to go to that music festival in the coming years. All right, well, you do the crime, you do the time. So, of course, we had to go to CrossFit Ennis the day after and do a workout. Some of the members were the most unique people that we had met on the trip.
But it is good crack for anyone that wants to join it, especially if you come to Ennis. Yeah? Am I recruiting? Do I get free membership if I recruit people? See, look at Jerry. Turn around, look at Jerry. End result. End result. It's my birthday. You don't always get this at the end of CrossFit book. It's quite good, actually.
Now, it happens to be that one of the members was having a birthday that day, and Eli teed her up and said, hey, we got a really special surprise for you. Meaning me, but she had no idea who I was.
So when I walked in, I could see, you know, the likes of Keith and Jerry, the big buffers, like, and I was like, so I didn't know you were coming. And I walked in and I was like,
I tried to text you, but
what's going on? And then I thought they hired a stripper for me. I thought
So when I show up to the group class, this woman for the entire class thinks that I'm a male stripper and that at some point I'm gonna bust out like my banana hammock and give her the dance of her life. So when she finally says, when he introduces me as the host of the CrossFit Games, she's like, the what? What? Like, I thought I was getting a show, man. This is BS.
Oh, dude, there's the other end of it.
oh, cool.
Shoom.
What is it?
We got a rainbow spotting.
Double rainbow.
Dubs?
Dubs over there.
Oh yeah.
So on our last day, we had to fit in some sports. So we went to 2 classics, golf, which you've probably heard of, and hurling, which you've probably not heard of.
If you get a 6 on the first hole, that's 6 burpees. So you accumulate at the very end.
Okay.
So whatever gross you get, that's the burpees you get.
For par. It'll never happen again.
You just got a par?
Yeah, dude.
It was starting to rain. I'm not a good golfer.
So instead of going the normal right to left, Rory's gonna go as the crow flies. Straight over there, baby.
And regardless, the gents met me on the golf course and humored me in my stereotypical desire to play golf in Ireland.
I'm pretty sure it hit someone's house. All right, so we're taking outside the box again. The best team in Ireland, the boys from Kilkenny, are gonna teach me some hurling.
Hurling. This is like field hockey meets lacrosse, meets a cage fight, meets Mad Max. It's insane.
I've seen baseball, they have the glove, but we catch it bare hand. We do that, yeah?
First try. Concentrating, good throw, and a good contact, and then the rest will worry after themselves.
They're hitting this thing 100 yards. It's traveling at velocities upwards of like 90, 100 miles per hour. And the guy on the other end is just catching it barehanded. But it is by far the most popular thing to do in Ireland. You're filling seats with 50,000 spectators, but every single player is an amateur. So we're going to meet Kilkenny, the very best hurling team in Ireland. And they can't meet us till after 6 because they're school teachers and they're welders and they're bus drivers and they're whatever. So these are, imagine LeBron James doesn't take a paycheck from the NBA or from the Cavaliers. LeBron James goes and he earns his money by, you know, sweeping the halls at a local public school. And then he goes and plays basketball afterwards for glory and guts and national and regional pride. That's what these guys do. This trip was everything that I could have wanted and more. It had everything you could want. We saw the sights, we learned so much history, got to play sports, got to mix it up with the CrossFit community.
So no, for us, we are really a general population gym. We're not a gym of athletes. Like most of our members are family men and family women, you know, like our morning class, like this is basically housewives and people that work shift work. So like maybe 2 or 3% of our gym compete in competitions. Everybody else is just here just to get a little bit fitter, a little bit stronger. Folks are just mum and dad that comes in off the street. Same people as us, people who have jobs every day of the week and just you can go to work, be a little bit fitter and hopefully not end up in a nursing home.
Oh my God, I love it. So my mom actually started it about 3 years ago and she said, I've started this sport that I really, really love and I think you'd really like it because all my life she's been trying to get me really active. Yeah. And I've never really took to anything. I tried Gaelic football, I tried athletics and I just went to keep her happy.
Yeah.
And my very first beginner's class, I was like, oh my God, I love, I just love it. I just love throwing the weights around and getting sweaty and it's really good and you just push yourself so hard every class.
Brings such a balance to my body. So when I go home now, instead of being just mentally tired, now I have a physical tiredness. I'm sleeping much better, I'm eating much better, you know, I'm doing all those other things that I have to mind myself so much better because I need to stay competitive in my CrossFit game. And that then just, as I say, it pays off in my life. So all of a sudden I come into my work with much more energy to my work, much more focus in my work, much more capacity, as I said, to be present in your work. I think CrossFit has just amazing people around it because they haven't just found a fitness model and brought that to world. I think they found a philosophy, as I said, and a way of challenging people now to say, you know what, you have thought you've reached your goals and your standards and your fitness level and your peak, but we're just going to show you that you haven't even touched on that. We're going to show you that there's so much more beyond all of that.
As with any good trip, it left me wanting more. Can't wait to go back and get another crack at it. But you know, there's nothing but good things to say about Ireland and about the CrossFit community there. I'm just dying to see them again.